Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those of you guys tuning in from somewhere across the globe, guys. Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Fed again and what's going on with the crypto markets. They are related, and Jerome Powell has potentially signaled, at least this is what some people are speculating, that Bitcoin is a good buy right now. He came out and did a 60 minutes interview. I have a little clip for you from that, and we'll talk about some of the other big news going on in the industry, in the crypto space, and where my mind is at on a day where Bitcoin is a little bit lower than it was this morning. We had a little pump. We're coming down a little bit. Let you guys into my mind of what I got going on. Having a lot of fun doing these YouTube videos, guys. We've been doing them for about a year, and if you're new to the 2 years almost now, and if you're new to the channel, well then consider subscribing if you like this content. Here's how it goes, guys. I'm going to break down what's going on in the market today, look at some charts, let everybody join the stream. Then we're going to do some news, and towards the end, we'll do a little bit of a Q&A. And throughout, if you guys want to leave a super chat, some comments, we'll talk a little bit as we go through this. If you haven't done so already, you can become a member on this channel in the link in the description down below, or just go into our YouTube page. You can become a member on this channel. You get access to our private Discord, which is a lot of fun. We also have sign-up links for Femex if you want to take advantage of the volatility in these crypto markets and sign up for Femex, a easy-to-use leverage trading platform in the link in the description down below. You can use that. Lately, Black Sea has been leverage trading a little bit using Femex. That is our preferred leverage trading platform. Let us know what you guys use in the comments down below, but if you want to take advantage of that, there's free money when you sign up and deposit. Okay. Let's get in. Let's look at the markets for the day, see what's going on. If you're just joining us, welcome everybody. Welcome back. Good to see everybody. Sushi Satoshi in the chat. We got Brian. Good morning, my friend. I am doing spectacular. Steven, good to see you. How you doing? Brandon, my guy. Good to see all the fam in the chat. Today, crypto's a little bit boring, guys. Crypto's a little bit boring. Obviously, trading volume's down. You can see that right here, big time today. But overall market cap is at 1.56 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance is at 50%, a little bit lower. We had a really nice spike last week in Bitcoin dominance, and now we're a little bit down here. Things seem to be cooling off. One of the segments in this market that I am most bullish on for this next bull market is DeFi on Bitcoin. Now, I did a video on that yesterday, and it's so funny. You know, I do a Crocoin video. We get a lot of views on this channel, and I do a Bitcoin video or Solana video or any other video that has nothing to do with Crow, and it gets a lot less views, but you're going to want to tune into those guys, because I'm telling you, it's not just about one ecosystem. We have got to look at all the different ecosystems, from Solana to Avalanche to Crow to Bitcoin to Ethereum to the layer 1s to the layer 2 solutions. There's a lot to look at, even meme tokens. You know, I'm looking at a BRC20 meme token right now. Shout out to anybody that's in the Welsh token. Now, I don't own any of that right now, but I am looking at potentially scooping up some of that Welsh token, which is potentially the bonk of BRC20, something I've been talking a little bit more about, trying to get in that BRC20 ecosystem. And I'm just dollar cost averaging. If you guys are new to the channel, well, here's how it works for me. I get paid monthly. I pay my bills, and then I invest in crypto, and I do it all over again, and that's what I did. By the way, I just rewrote my budget with my wife. We've got new income. Little things are changing here with our income. We've got, varying expenses. Now, we bought a house recently. For those of you guys that aren't aware of that, this is a newer studio. If you're new to the channel, a newer home. So we got a mortgage now for the first time. So finances have changed. We are kind of adjusting what we're doing here. And let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys do a budget? Do you like using budgets? I'm very, very curious. In fact, I'm going to put out a little community poll here as we're letting people hop in. Do you have a budget? And I'm talking like a physical budget, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Let's start that poll. All right, guys, so smash up the like button, and let's look at what we got going on today. So 24 hours, what's the big movers on the day? ENS. I just saw that ENS had a partnership. Ooh, who do they have a partnership with today? I just saw a little article saying that ENS had a partnership with some big brand name. So no surprise to see that this is pumping on that news today. 10% moves for ENS. We saw a pump out of this the other day as well. Ethereum name service. If you don't know what this is, if you are familiar with Cronos, Cronos ID is similar to this. What it is tying a .eth name to your wallet address. And so, I could be cryptokip.eth, and if you sent in your MetaMask wallet. You could send things to CryptoKip. By the way, don't do that. I'm not asking you to do that. I don't have that domain name. I don't have my ENS name. I have CryptoKip.cro actually. So that one is real. But ENS is essentially that. If you guys were familiar with the PSYOP and Ben.eth, that's what it is. .eth. If you send it to, you could send it to his wallet address, or you could have sent it to Ben. Don't ever send that guy money ever again, guys. Okay? Don't send money to anybody unless you know what you're getting into and you've done a bunch of research. But what is this? That's kind of what this is. It's attaching a domain name, so I can simply just type in a name, .eth, and send people money that way instead of memorizing a 25, 40 character code. So this one is probably going to see a lot more utilization in the future. We'll see how it plays out. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. GoDaddy, Ron Wilson hit it on the head. It was GoDaddy. They did a little partnership with GoDaddy, a place where you can go buy domain names for your website. What else is pumping today? Gnosis, Immutable X, Frac Shares, SWI. A lot of people are really bullish on SWI lately. Cronos, actually, one of the big movers on the day. Very good. 2.8%. No big deal. Right now, crypto's a little bit boring, which is fine. Right now, here you go. Fear and Greed Index, 50-50. That means people aren't really bullish and people aren't really bearish. People are just confused and waiting and getting impatient, waiting for a bull market. Me and Black Sea, we had a phone call this morning. If you don't know who Black Sea is, well, then you don't watch the channel enough. He's my partner on the channel. Me and him been doing videos together for about 2 years now, and, we have phone calls just about every day talking about crypto. And look, just to tell you guys the truth always, I want to let you know, we have phone calls where we talk extremely bullish, and we have phone calls where we talk extremely bearish. This morning, we had a conversation. It lines right up with this Fear and Greed Index at 50-50. It says, we started this YouTube channel. We're bullish. We believe in the 4-year cycles. You look at the history of crypto, and we see these mega bull runs, and they're incredible. And that's where we've got our net worth in crypto for the most part. I got some money into this house. I got a car. I got other things. But most of my net worth is in crypto and Black Sea as well. That's what we're doing. We believe in this. Our worst fear, we talked about it on the phone call today. What if the bull cycle is different this time? What if it takes 2 to 3 years for a cycle? So all these things are real things that even people that have the most conviction in this market think about. So anything's on the table at any given time, guys. That's something you have to acknowledge. Eventually, these cycles will be broken. Is it this time? Is it next time? Is it 10 cycles from now? Who knows, guys? But in the meantime, we look at this and we do see a bullish picture. We see Bitcoin ETFs coming out into the forefront. BlackRock and Fidelity now have over $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. I don't see them selling off that Bitcoin as soon as they acquired it. I think a lot of people are going to be getting into this asset class, and I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. And that's the reason that I'm so bullish on Bitcoin DeFi, guys. I do think it's probably going to be one of the hottest new categories. And what's so interesting about it is it's not being talked about by any of the major influencers, which is why, we're trying to do a little more digging and provide you guys with some insight that I just don't see some other folks in this market telling you guys about. There's some influencers out there that are doing a great job talking about it, but I think a lot of folks are missing the boat on DeFi, on Bitcoin personally. Over the last 7 days, here's some of the other big gainers: Flare, Chainlink, Pendle, Pyth. A couple of these tokens. Immutable X, again, one of the big movers. Terra Luna Classic, you know how I feel about that. I don't like it so much. Let's look at the biggest losers here. If you're trying to buy the dip, well, maybe these are some of the coins that you would consider. I know a lot of people are bullish on ICP, having a little bit of a retracement right now. And I want to be truthful with you guys and tell you something that I've said repeatedly on this channel, that a 50% dip could come for Bitcoin and crypto at any given moment, guys. At any given moment, before or after this Bitcoin halving. I've got a huge bonus coming in April 18th that I intend on probably unloading into this market, just absolutely unloading into the market, because I believe in a year's time, my position is going to be 2 to 5x greater than in April. I think a 2x from April to April, of April 2024 to April 2025 should be simple if Bitcoin and crypto history repeats itself in any capacity. That's on the table. So, that's kind of what we're looking at. That's where my head's at. But I also do acknowledge that a 50% crash could happen before or after that. And so you have to be aware of it. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose, guys. I'm going in a big way, additionally to what I've been doing month to month here with my income. Got a big bonus coming. I intend on taking an even greater position in this market. Let me know what coins you think I should buy in the comments down below, guys. But these are some of the biggest losers of the last 24 hours and the last 7 days. Jupiter is down to 50 cents. I thought maybe this would see a little bit lower prices. This is something that I feel is inevitable. Now, if Bitcoin starts to explode again, I think Jupiter can move its way back up. But two things that Jupiter and Manta have in common was airdrops. Jupiter was associated with Solana. It's a DEX on Solana. Manta is, I got to do a little more research on Manta, but it's associated with quite a few different blockchains. I think mostly with Injective, which is a layer 2. I believe. I got to do more research on Injective as well, which you can see as well has got a lot of volatility along with this airdrop. When an airdrop comes, you typically see a sell-off. The anticipation was building up for Manta and Injective. Same thing with Jupiter, so you see a little bit of a sell-off. If you missed out on the airdrops, well, you're seeing a sell-off now that the airdrops are complete, so maybe these are times to buy the dip. Sats is a BRC20 meme token. That's down a little bit. Bonk still way down from its highs. Bonk back to its previous all-time highs, guys, is actually telling a pretty incredible story. Almost a 3x back to previous all-time highs, I think. 2.4. Definitely a 2x, about a 2.5x. From here, if Bonk goes back to its previous all-time highs, which at some point in this bull cycle, I expect it to happen, kind of like a Shiba Inu or a Dogecoin. Matter of fact, let's look at that really quick. So memorize that chart that you just saw for Bonk, and let's look at Shiba Inu as a perfect example. So here's what we have for Shiba Inu. Look at the all-time chart. What we saw was a spike. This could be the spike for Bonk that we were just looking at, and then it could cool off for, what is this, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, come back up, waver around the highs, and then double or triple its run that it originally had. Something we could see. To time it is next to impossible. Some people just hold the position waiting for this. Some people wait for it to start pumping and FOMO in. There's a lot of different ways to trade memes, guys. Just let me know. I'm very curious. Are you buying Bonk token? Are you buying Shiba Inu? Are you going to be trading with Doge, trying to play into Elon Musk's tweets or any of the moves he has coming where he's putting Doge on the moon? Let me know in the comments down below. Bitcoin right now on the 4-hourly candles is showing a little bit of bearish tendencies right now. Just the last 4 hours came a little bit red. We had a very nice morning into the night. We were pumping through Sunday night into the market open. And with market open, we are dumping a little bit lower. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin find a little bit of a local bottom around 42.3, just kind of staying on the trajectory, going up, bouncing up and down. If we get a breakout above $44,000, then maybe we can see ETH come back above 2,400. Maybe we could see Crocoin get back above 8.7 cents. Maybe we can see Solana back above $100 and make its moves back up. But if Bitcoin does have that big slip off, like I've been telling you guys, then beware, because your altcoins would have a very significant dip if Bitcoin followed any of the events that it's had in its past history. And again, I'll show you guys here. Here's your previous bull market peaks. And what you have is a peak there, a bear market, a move back up, and then a 50% retracement followed by the pandemic fake out sell-off. And then that one, we can kind of ignore that. But if you go back even to older bull markets, what you'll see is kind of a similar story, guys. You see a bull market, a bear market. We see a beautiful, let's just take it from the top of here, a move up, and then you saw a retracement down. There you go. There's another 40% dip in just a month's time, really, for Bitcoin back in, what is this, 2017, well, this is actually into 2018, I believe. So let's see here. Nope, 2016. Yeah, it's in 2016, leading into the 2017 bull market rally. And this is right about when I got into crypto, right around here, guys. And then so I experienced this parabolic run, and then we had a bear market, and then we came back up, and then we saw a 50% dip, and then we had the pandemic crash, was kind of a black swan event. We moved back up, we're down, and then we had a nice move up, and then, like I'm saying, guys, be aware, a 50% dip could come. Maybe we come down to 20K again. Who knows? Maybe we blast up to previous all-time highs at 69K, and then we come down 50% from there, and we just see ourselves down at where we're at today, or a little bit lower, $34,000, which is actually what I think I have drawn out on the thumbnail today. These things are all on the table, folks, and so just what we're looking at, just trying to stay transparent with you guys. Let's get into some of the news stories for the day. What's going on? If you guys have any questions, thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. Good to see all y'all. Shout out to Jay Crawford. Shout out to West Texas Crypto with a gifted membership to Jay Crawford. Congratulations, Jake. Now that you're a member on our channel, you get access to our private Discord where you can talk directly with Black C and I and the rest of the Crypto Report community. Make sure you Link up your accounts to get access to that. Congratulations, and thank you, West Texas Crypto, for gifting out that beautiful, beautiful membership to Jake right there. Shout out to Emmy Crow. Shout out to Shy Socks, Steven Hansen, DeJuicin Walnick, Cousin Carl, KMJ. Shout out to Anth. Shout out to Beckenbauer. Shout out to Ron Wilson, my guy, and of course, Sushi Satoshi, moderator, king, legend. Good to see you, Sushi. You still playing Mobile Legends, brother? I got to get back in there. I got to level up so I can play with you. Me and Sushi, one of the members on this channel, our moderator, we linked up. We played a little bit of Mobile Legends, which is basically like League of Legends on your mobile phone. A lot of fun. He's really good at the game, guys. Really good at the game. KMJB is asking Crow to $2 plus. I think so, guys. I think that this is Crow versus Bitcoin, and a lot of altcoins kind of follow some trends versus Bitcoin that are seemingly obvious. We could be coming down to the bottom here. I said, recently I did a video on Crow. I said we could see a 25% crash for Crow versus Bitcoin. That is on the table, guys. That is something that we could see. But when Crow officially hits bottom versus Bitcoin, I think that 1,000% rally is on the table for Crow to reach its previous highs versus Bitcoin. Who knows? Maybe more, maybe less. We'll see how it plays out. But Brian joined the Patreon. Very good. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much, Brian, for the love. We do have a Patreon as well. Admittedly, we got to get more active in there. So, Brian, thank you for your support. We owe a little more content to you guys on the Patreon. Definitely more active in the Discord. So, just a heads up there. But thank you for your support, brother. I much appreciate it. You are a senior crypto reporter on this channel, and I very much appreciate the love and support. John316's blessings to you, my friend. He says, smash the like button, community blessings. Let's see it. I would actually love to see some smashing a like button. It is very, very difficult to do YouTube videos every single day of your life. It takes a toll on your energy, on your job, on your relationships with family, friends, your wife. And so Mrs. Crypto Kip appreciates all the likes that you guys give us on a daily basis and the support from folks like Brian, like Sushi, the members on the channel. We do this stuff for you guys because we're passionate about crypto and we want people to make money. We're not financial advisors, but we are consistent in bringing content to you guys on a daily basis. And we're trying to find 20, 50, 100x plays for you guys. So all your support means the world to us. Just a big shout out and a thank you to all our members and all you guys just watching and each of you guys that smashes a like. It means the world to us. So thank you so much, guys. Looking at the trend right now for Bitcoin, it's so interesting. The fear and greed index is at 50 right now, and I think the sentiment is a little bit down. It's so interesting to see that the conversation that Black C, my partner, and I on this channel had this morning. We were talking about what if Bitcoin doesn't do this, or what if we're wrong, right? You have to talk about, what if you're wrong? It's funny that we're talking about that because Bitcoin is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green months in a row, which is, I think, the longest stretch of green months that we've had, tying the record for Bitcoin's green streaks month to month. That's great, though January was only up 0.62%, and we only had a 3.91% gain in September, which was very interesting, which was typically a red month. So that was actually really good. Let's see how February plays out. Right now, actually, February might have flipped red. Let's see. February still just hanging on by a nose hair here. Still green. Halving is in April. So to see a dip in March, April, or May, or June, I think it's going to happen in March, April, May, or June. I think that's when it's going to happen, guys. If I'm wrong and we just pump, well, then we're going to have a lot of fun these next couple months, guys. But if there's a big dip, I'd love for the dip to happen in April. That'd be great because, again, I got my big bonus coming. That's the month of the halving. I'd be ready for that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to remain patient. So let's enjoy the streak while we have it, guys, and keep a smile on your face and stay positive. All right. I just choked on nothing. Okay. We're going to be all right. All right. Wow. Can you give me a tissue, love? Miss Crypto Kip just checked in on me because I almost died live on stream. Now I have tears coming down my face because I choked on thin air. I'm crying because Fed Chair Jerome Powell made my day. Fed expects to make 3 rate cuts this year. Powell says this is good to see. So he does expect rate cuts. We watched the FOMC meeting where the Fed decided to raise, lower, pause the interest rate. he decided to pause it for, I think it was the 4th consecutive time in a row. Thank you, sweetheart. I much appreciate it. Excuse me, folks, 1 second. All right, we're back. We're back. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate the blessings. But this is an interesting story. So let's dig into this just a little bit more. This is good, by the way. This is bullish, a presidential election year. The Fed is going to pivot at some point this year, but people are scared because his language was a little bit hawkish recently, and that maybe now people are speculating that we might not get a pivot come March, which is what everybody was expecting. The market is still betting that we're going to get a pivot at some point this year. Fed chair said at some point we are going to pivot this year. But let's listen to some of the language. He had an interview on 60 Minutes and a couple key things I want to talk about with you guys on this. So let's listen to this one really quick, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Give me here. Let's do some of this. I'll play this out loud for you guys.
How do you assess the national debt?
We mostly try very hard not to comment on fiscal policy and instruct Congress on how to do their job when actually they have oversight over us.
But is the national debt a danger to the economy, in your view?
In the long run, the U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable fiscal path, and that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy.
I have the sense this worries you very much.
Over the long run, of course it does. We're borrowing from future generations. It's time for us to get back to putting a priority on fiscal sustainability.
All right, so this was an incredible interview on 60 Minutes where, he was a little more open to commenting on things that he's typically not talking about. And the fact that he's saying, we're on an unsustainable path, the debt is growing fast in the economy, we're borrowing from future generations. He's saying it's terrible. What we have going on right now is an atrocity as a nation. And right now, we see China's market collapsing. We see people speculating about, people are going off the dollar standard. You see Putin and the leader of China as well. And wow, Xing. Oh, gosh. See, there you go. There you go. I don't even know the leader of the name of China. It's escaping me right now. Jinping? Am I wrong? Can somebody give me the name of the leader in China? The leader in China, guys, they're talking about taking themselves off the dollar and just kind of doing away with the dollar, doing business without the dollar. The dollar is losing favorability across the world, and it's not surprising. There's really one good option out there, and it's Bitcoin. That's why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin DeFi. That's why I'm so bullish on crypto. That's why we started a YouTube channel, guys. But we're clearly heading in the wrong direction. Jerome Powell is essentially endorsing Bitcoin with this, and I see a lot of people talking about this today. This is, without him actually saying buy Bitcoin, this is as close as you're ever going to get to Federal Chair Jerome Powell saying buy Bitcoin, unless he loses his job and then becomes a just free market participant and a speculator on the sidelines going on news in the future. And that might be the case because now Donald Trump is saying that if he is elected, he would fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell if elected in 2024. Let's listen to this little clip. Very interesting.
Mr. President, back to the economy for a second. Would you reappoint Jay Powell?
No, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't reappoint him?
No.
Because he missed inflation?
He did miss, but no, I wouldn't be inclined.
Who's your choice for Fed chairman?
I would have a couple of choices. I can't tell you now.
Mr. President, back to the economy for a second.
All right, so clearly ex-President Trump, who knows, future President Trump says that he would fire Federal Chair Jerome Powell, which means he thinks he's doing a terrible job. What are your thoughts? Is Fed Chair doing a terrible job? He does kind of speak to both sides of it was very interesting that he was just the other day in a press conference saying how spectacular the economy is, but now he comes out on the 60 Minutes interview and he says we're on an unsustainable path. So which is it? Which is it? A lot of people are looking to Federal Chair Jerome Powell's comments, and the market moves on account of that. It's a hard job to have. It is hard to be able to speak around some of these issues. The easiest thing for him to probably do is to not speak about it and not do interviews. But at the same time, we really do want to know what the honest truth is. And when you look at what's happening, the honest truth is that the economy is, the charts are going up. S&P 500 is going up, but we're on an unsustainable path. And so Bitcoin is probably a pretty decent solution. Probably a pretty decent solution. Because of Fed Chair Jerome Powell, stocks are dipping because 60 Minutes interview, guys, people are a little bit spooked right now. The S&P 500 is down. The Dow is down. Every time this guy speaks, it's a bearish event. And then people forget about it and we start buying the dip again. I don't know what this was. I didn't want to share that. I wanted to share this with you guys. So, pro-Bitcoin candidate Nayib Bukele was just reelected as the president of El Salvador. This is very, very interesting. Now, we've talked a lot about this story. Obviously, they talk about like mining Bitcoin with volcanic power and all these different things that people like to laugh at. And they went to the Bitcoin standard in El Salvador. And, you know, there was an election coming up and dude got reelected, which tells you what? It tells you that Salvadorians like this Bitcoin policy. That's what it tells you, likely. Maybe the elections are, I don't know anything about, you know, how fair and free Salvadorian elections are. I don't really know a lot about Bukele in terms, you know, what's the democratic process look like over there? Just for the sake of this, I'm going to say it's probably fairly democratic. I don't really know how politics works over there. But if the people are speaking and the people really elected Nayib, that means that the people just voted for Bitcoin. And so you have an entire country that just voted, we're pro-crypto. And I think we're going to see a lot of people come out and go pro-crypto here in this next bull cycle, guys, which is why I am really so bullish. This January, we just saw Bitcoin's highest monthly volume since September of 2022, which is a step in the right direction. And we see these funds still buying up as much Bitcoin as they can. We also see silly articles like this continuously coming out. Here's New York Times talking about more negative things with crypto. Big surprise there. New York Times leaning anti-crypto consistently, very consistently. Anxiety, mood swings, and sleepless nights. Life near a Bitcoin mine. These Bitcoin mines are polluting the world, destroying the earth, and global warming because of the Bitcoin mines. And let's just ignore the fact that the finance sector does more pollution and more carbon emissions into the atmosphere than Bitcoin miners. We got to ignore that completely, and we got to talk about anxiety that Bitcoin miners are talking about. Beautiful reporting from the New York Times. Yes, I don't like the New York Times. I don't really like media. I don't really like the mainstream media, period. I don't care if it's Fox News, CNN, whatever. New York Post, New York Times, I don't care. I'm not really a fan. I'm going to read it. I'm going to learn, and I'm going to take a 5,000-foot overview and make my opinion from looking at all the different stories, from left to the right, to the center, to the social media, to the YouTube, to the TikTok, to the whatever. I'm going to look at it all, and then maybe after looking at every component to the story, you can actually come up with a legitimate opinion. Maybe I have a legitimate opinion. If everybody comes out and tells you that they know 100% what the truth is and what the right thing is, unless it's like a scientific fact, you got to remain a skeptic, guys, okay? I run when people are too confident. If you're too confident, it is very, very dangerous thing. I am confident in a Bitcoin bull market, but like I told you guys, I had a conversation with my partner on this channel this morning acknowledging, what if we're wrong, right? What if we are wrong? What if we're all wrong? And what if the 4-year cycles aren't a thing? That being said, we're looking at the evidence, we're trying to be objective, and we see a trend. President Nayib gets reelected. The New York Times hates crypto because of anxiety, mood swings, and sleepless nights. The story with this, guys, is Bitcoin miners are a little bit loud. Bitcoin miners just need to, maybe this facility needs to just get some soundproof walls. Maybe it's a little more expensive for the Bitcoin miners. Clearly, this rich person here is complaining about these Bitcoin miners right here, and the neighbors are sleeping up at night and staying up at night or whatever. Maybe this guy owns this. Who knows what the story is with this? Frankly, what a joke article, clickbaity, anxiety, mood swings, and sleepless nights. We're complaining about Bitcoin because of anxiety, because of unhappy neighbors. Maybe this mine needs to go ahead and build some soundproof panels. Like, close your walls in. Maybe they need to do that. I don't know. This stuff needs to get figured out for this. Who cares about this one-off person? The big picture here is the pollution of this mine is much less than what the institutional sector uses for our current finance of the banking system, everything we have going on today. It's just so interesting, the different attacks you see on crypto these days. It's really, really interesting. In the meantime, people are still investing in crypto in a very big way. Crypto payments app Oibit raises $25 million in a Series A funding round led by Tether. Tether is at all-time highs. A lot of people are putting cash into this market, I think, waiting to pile into cryptocurrency in a big way as this bull market comes. But the participation in this round of funding was one fella, co-founder of Solana, actually in this. So there's going to be a lot more projects coming, guys. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a big project or not, but what this is for crypto payments. You know, a lot of people on this channel like Crow, like crypto.com, and a lot of people like utilizing their crypto.com Visa cards. Well, I think that in the future, it's going to be so easy to pay with crypto, whether you're using your crypto card that crypto.com gives you, or, you know, a simple tap and pay through Phantom Wallet, through crypto.com DeFi wallet. I think this is eventually coming, guys, in a big way. That's part of the next phase of this next bull cycle. And there's going to be a lot more things that come that we just don't even know about yet. What we've been talking about lately is, you know, some of these startups and some of the funding that's coming. We're going to see a time where crypto goes parabolic. That's what we believe, at least. And likely there's going to be a lot more funding coming. And so we're going to have a lot of opportunities for billions and billions of dollars to come into brand new projects that start with $10 million market caps and move up to $1, $2, $3, $5 billion market caps, some of them even more. I think we're going to have a lot of 100x plays, a lot of 20x plays, a lot of easy 5x plays. That's what we see in crypto historically, and I think we're going to see a lot more of the same. And again, very bullish on BRC20 plays. Now, here's my portfolio right now, $20,000. I think my total investment here onto Alex Labs, at least, is $26,000. So I am down. I'm just going to continue to dollar cost average into the plays that I believe in. BRC20's cooled off a little bit. Might be a little bit of a better buying opportunity than when I was starting to pile in at the beginning of the year. You know, maybe there was a little bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news event, which we predicted on this channel, but I wanted to make sure that I got a position into these BRC20 tokens sooner rather than later, and I'm still accumulating. Recently, Recently, I just bought this token actually listed on Alex Labs called Orange. Right here, if you can see it at the bottom. If it's hard to see, I'm sorry, Orange, but you can see it right there. I got 27,000 Orange tokens worth about $3,000, but this is people building solutions for Bitcoin DeFi. With Orange, it's actually a wallet they're going to launch where you can access the Alex app, which is one that I like. This is one of the super apps for Bitcoin DeFi, and it's been around for a while, guys, and I think it's going to do a tremendous job in the next bull cycle. The market cap on Alex Labs right now is like 100 and something million. I think it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar market cap coin, and I think that Stacks is going to be a multi-billion-dollar market cap coin as well, like possibly over $10 billion, because it's a Layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. It allows people to build DeFi on top of Bitcoin, and I think that's going to be huge, guys. Whoa! You see the mountains, you know that I'm out of news, but let's do a little bit of a Q&A and look at what's going on out there, what you guys are feeling, and what you're seeing out in these crypto markets. Let's get to some Bitcoin charts to see what's going on, and I'm going to look to the chat here to catch up with this lovely community that I do love so much. Give me 1 second, folks, and share some screen action, and we'll see what's going on. All right. There's your Bitcoin for the day. Let me look to the chat, folks. Let me look to the chat. All right, so in the beginning of the stream, I put out a poll, and you got a couple more minutes left to answer. The question I have for you guys is, do you have a budget? Have you written out a budget? 69% of you say yes, and 31% of you no. Cast your votes. We got 45 votes right now. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. So let's look at the chat, see what we got going on. Steven Hansen is using his crypto.com Visa card for paying bills. I like that. You get some cash back in the form of crypto. Not too bad. Silent Fart asks, thoughts on Bitcoin miners, BitF and CLSK. I don't know much about those, but yesterday, Silent Fart, I put out a short talking about how I was scammed out of $12,000 back in 2016, I believe it was, maybe 2017. I bought a $6,000 Bitcoin miner. Me and a friend of mine each put $6,000 into some Bitcoin mining equipment, and we ended up sending it to a fake facility to never see those Bitcoin miners again. $12,000 gone because we didn't do our research. That being said, there are facilities out there where you can host your Bitcoin miners, and the bottom line is learn from my mistakes. Do your research, guys. That's part of the reason we started this channel, because I've gotten scammed in the past. I lost some XRP. I've lost some money from these Bitcoin miners. I've gotten scammed quite a few times, and we want to help you guys learn from our mistakes do the research, triple down, quadruple down on your research, and make sure that you're working with some legitimate operations. You know how many people that reach out to us to do collaborations and to do sponsored content? We've had like one project that's reached out to us that might be, legitimate, that we feel decent about, associated with Ape Terminal. You know what? And I feel decent about that, and we're probably going to have some more to come, but we vet out a lot of things, and there's a lot of partnerships that we are not taking because, frankly, there's a lot of scammers out there, and we want to prevent you guys from getting scammed. Now, as for Bitcoin miners, are they profitable? They certainly can be, but you got to make sure you get one that's profitable. The older models, a lot of them have a tougher time staying profitable. You got to have cheap electricity. It gets pretty complicated. But yeah, Bitcoin miners can be a lot of fun. You can make some decent money with that. Tej, good to see you, Tej. I think it's been a minute, but it is good to see you. How much XRP did I lose? 2J3 asks. I think I lost about 10,000 XRP. So about $5,000, which at one point was worth, way more. So yeah, thousands and thousands of dollars. I've gotten scammed. Steven Hansen says, I lose XRP all the time. How are you losing XRP all the time, Steven Hansen? Please tell me more. Don't do that. Bitcoin miner stock. Oh, the stocks. So SF, that's short for silent fart. I'm gonna just say SF says, yeah, I got Riot, I got Marathon. No, I got Riot blockchain. Marathon's pretty strong. I don't know about those other ones, but yeah, I think Bitcoin related stocks, Bitcoin mining stocks are probably going to do well. Do your research. Some are maybe not as well as others. So don't know any about those ones you heard. 2J3 says, sheesh. Steven Hansen says, bad leveraging. Be careful with that leverage trading, Hansen. If you're going to leverage, use low leverage or, learn a little bit more about trading because it's tough. Maybe you could learn a little bit from Brandy Lion in the chat. He's crushing on leverage trades, but I stopped leverage trading. I'm not a good leverage trader. I'm okay to admit that to you guys on the channel. I don't have the discipline for it. That's why I'm a DCA hodler. 2J3's got 20K XRP. I like to see that. Hope you have a big bag and makes a lot of money for you. Let's end the poll, guys. So 49% of you guys said that you do have a budget. Or excuse me, 67% of you guys said that you do have a budget, and 32% of you guys said that you don't. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't give financial advice, but I'll tell you this, friendly advice is build a budget, Build a budget. I think I can give you that advice. Let me just come out and say, here, let me give you one piece of advice. And this is the only legitimate piece of advice I'm going to actually say this is advice on the channel. All right? Build a budget. You need to know how much you're spending on groceries, gas, food, eating out, all these different things, guys, so that you know how much you can invest in crypto, so that you know how much you can invest in these crypto mining stocks, so that you can have enough money to pay down your mortgage, pay down your bills, and still have some left over. And also what you'll learn by building a budget is where you're just getting rid of a bunch of money that you didn't even know you're getting rid of. Oh, I've got a subscription. I've got 2 subscriptions to Netflix. My wife is paying for Netflix and I'm paying for Netflix. Well, how would you find something out like that? When you look at your expenses and you look at your credit card bills and you look at your debit card bills and you look at what's come out of your bank account, you assess everything that's going out and you assess what's coming in. You do the equation, you know what you have left over, and you know where you're double paying or paying for things that you're not even using. Maybe you're paying for ExpressVPN because you downloaded a VPN and you don't even know it. Psst, that happened to me, except I'm still paying for ExpressVPN because I do want a VPN for some things. So, that's just me. But you want to make sure that you guys are saving every penny that you can. I make my coffee here at home every day. And no, I haven't yet tried the Blue Mountain coffee yet. John, I think it was you who was telling me about the Blue Mountain coffee. I got to try this Blue Mountain coffee, John. I'm saving money everywhere I can, guys. Ben Armstrong came out and put out a fake video. It seems like he said he was going to retire from crypto YouTube. That's not the truth. He's still doing crypto YouTube. Big surprise there. But he said he spent $25,000 a week on a YouTube channel. I spend $0 a week on my YouTube channel. It doesn't cost us anything to go live. It costs me money for my equipment. I'm just trying to save as much money as I can to build a beautiful future for me and my wife and the future generation one day when we do have kids. Want to make sure I'm setting ourselves up for success. So build a budget, guys, and plan your future. I'm already build my budget so I can plan for what I'm investing, so when I can take my profits, which I'll start shuffling aside profits in crypto likely in the year 2025. In the winter, the beginning of 2025, possibly into maybe the spring of 2025, I'm going to be aggressively buying crypto through the fall into the winter of 2024. And I think we could have a very parabolic year. So I'm very, very excited about it. We'll see how it plays out. Guys. 2J3 is using 100x on Fulcrum. Fulcrum's a good app, man. Fulcrum's a good app. 100x is very risky, though. John says, if you don't have a budget for yourself, you will always be broke. Joel, I agree with you. You got to have a budget because, here's a good one. This is a great saying that I heard the other day. And so there's kind of two types of people, and you could fall in the middle of this, but here you go. Let's take one guy as an example. Let's say you have a lawyer who makes the money of a lawyer. And, let's say you got a lawyer that makes $150,000 a year. I don't know how much a lawyer makes, but let's say $150,000 a year. That's a good amount of money. Maybe it's $200,000 a year. Let's say it's $200,000 a year. Lawyer makes $200,000 a year, but he buys a Porsche and he buys $1 million house and he's got a $5,000 mortgage payment or $6,000 a month mortgage payment or whatever it is for $1 million house. I have no idea. And he's got the Yeezys and he's got the Bugatti and he's got the Ray-Ban glass. I got some Ray-Bans. Spent Ray-Bans one time, but I treat them well. Let's say he's got, this was a gift, this watch. He's got all the watch. He's got a Rolex. He's got, he's a lawyer with $150,000, $200,000 salary, living like a lawyer. And when you look at this lawyer's budget and you look at the lifestyle choices and the lifestyle that this person chooses to have, which is the fancy cars, the fancy watches, the crazy exclusive meal here, there, sushi every night for dinner, and dinner guests all the time, expenses, costs, all these different things, flights here, flights there, boat here, whatever it is, a lawyer living like a lawyer. And now let's compare that lawyer living like a lawyer to let's say we have a plumber living like a plumber. And a plumber probably makes, a plumber probably makes a decent amount of money. Let's say, I'm just going to pretend like a plumber that maybe he doesn't do a tremendous amount of business. I have a lot of clients. Maybe he's an independent plumber, maybe makes, $50,000, $60,000 a year. Let's be generous. $80,000 a year, which today, honestly, $80,000 isn't as easy to get by on. And if you're on $50,000, it's really tough. And if you're lower than that, then it's extremely difficult, especially in the United States. And I'm sure even more so in other countries, but inflation's killing us right now. So we have a lawyer that lives like a lawyer. Now let's say we have a plumber that lives like a plumber. Okay, well, what does that mean? So you got a plumber who makes, $50,000 to $80,000 a year, and he's got a Honda Civic that's, a used car that he bought, and it's paid off, and he didn't take a loan on it. And let's say that, instead of going to Starbucks every day, the guy makes his coffee at home every day. Let's also say that, he doesn't own any watches. I own one watch. It was a gift. Let's say this guy doesn't own a watch, never bought a watch, got a Casio as a gift for Christmas one time. Let's also say that this guy doesn't go out. He goes out to dinner once a month or once every other month with his wife or his friends. And when they go out to the bar, instead of buying a $13 martini like the lawyer living like a lawyer, this guy makes gets a pitcher of beers, maybe one pitcher, and instead pre-games it, buys it way cheaper, and goes grocery shopping and spends his money at the grocery store instead of eating out at the luxurious restaurants for sushi every day. This plumber that lives like a plumber versus this lawyer that lives like a lawyer is probably going to be more wealthy than this lawyer that lives like a lawyer. Because if you're not, the whole point of this is back to the budget conversation, guys. Unless you know what you have coming in versus what you have coming out, it doesn't matter if you're a lawyer and you make a bunch of money and you've got $200,000 a year. If you spend $150,000 and you make $150,000, then you're broke. If you spend $30,000 and you make $80,000, then you're getting somewhere and you have money for investments. If you're not creating a budget, the end of my rant is this. If you're not creating a budget, guys, you're doing yourself a disservice because then you don't know if your lifestyle matches your ability to live that lifestyle. You need to assess what you have coming in versus what you have going out. Originally, I wanted to create a YouTube channel called Kip's Tips, and it ended up we going towards the crypto route anyway with my partner on this channel. We're having a lot more fun with it, but these things still apply to you even if you're a crypto person, okay? A gabagool, okay? That's all I got for you. So there you go. Tez, you're the $4 super chat. Thanks for the support, brother. Appreciate the love. Thank you very much. So, you know, hey, if you're a lawyer or a plumber, let me know how I did on the guesstimates of the salaries, but it's something that's interesting. I think it's something that's important for people to understand and discuss, and I think it's important for crypto people too. Joel says, my budget formula is 75% expenses, 15% investments, 10% savings. I love it. I love it. Ron Wilson says, an average plumber in America making $100K a year. Plumbers are doing well. Plumbers are doing well. Maybe I should say a gas station attendant. I don't really know. But you get the point, though. I think you get the point. But thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. Average plumber in America making about $100K a year. Plumbers actually do pretty well. The trades are doing pretty well. Don't underestimate the trades. I'm not talking about like trading. Trading's cool. If you want to trade, use Femex and link in the description down below. But the trades, the crafts, plumbing, electric, you know, those guys make decent money. Mr. Planet Profit is a huge Bitcoin bull, and as am I. And I'm talking about looking at DeFi on Bitcoin. Stacks, absolutely. Very bullish on it. Very bullish on Alex Labs. I see you in the comment section. You're buying up this dip on Alex Labs. I'm waiting for an explosion here. I think we'll have one eventually, guys, but right now we're cooling off. We'll see what happens here. Very bullish on this. Could cool off even more. We'll see. I'm going to continue to buy the dip. Rees Gang Crypto asks, thoughts on BMAX? It's been pumping. Bed pumping, Web3 projected. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's been pumping. People are very bullish on it. So when a full-fledged bull cycle comes and when Bitcoin starts to moon again, who knows, guys? Who knows? I think it could do well. A lot of people have been talking about Beam. What you need for a crypto project to be successful is a community to pump the bags. That's what you really need, guys. Well, all right, guys, that is all I got for you in this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to get a little bit. Live frugally, says Francios. Absolutely, guys. Live frugally, but don't, you know, take your wife out every once, you know, you can't be too frugal, guys. You gotta treat your woman, your man, whatever you got out there. Treat your partner well. If you don't have a partner, and you're dating, here's one for you guys. If you're single and you're dating, do not let a man or a woman cost you a bunch of money, especially if you're just in a little flirtate. You know, a couple friends of mine here, I'm not even gonna get specific, but I know I got some friends here that are single, all right, and they're going out and they're spending $200, $300, $400 on a date night with a gal, on a date night that they can't even afford. And then, you know, is it even going anywhere, right? Or are you trying to make it go anywhere? Are you going out for just a date? Is this just a date? Are you just going out and living, promiscuously and just having fun? Well, if you're just doing that, don't spend $300, $400 on this date. Now, if you're trying to woo the woman of your future, arguably still, or the man of your future, arguably still, don't spend $300, $400. That's not sustainable. That's not, and if that's what you want to do, well, then you better be making a lot of money, guys. You better be making a lot of money. You can live your life however you want. Some people are like, well, I'm not going to live forever. I don't want to, what if I get all this money later in life and then I wasted all my young years saving and being frugal? I get that. And if that's what you want to do, I support you guys. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I am telling you what my goal is to retire early. And when I say retire, I mean simply be independent, be able to, if I wanted to quit everything, I could. I probably won't. I'm still going to keep doing insurance. I'm still going to keep doing my YouTube channel, guys. I love what I do. I love my work. My work is my passion. That's the way that I live. But I'm trying to pinch the pennies, and I urge you guys to save your dollars. Don't overspend on a date night. Treat your woman, treat your partner, whatever it might be, appropriately, guys. But also, it's okay to be frugal, guys, and save some money. Just on a budgeting rant, guys. Just on a budgeting rant. What do I think of Ponky? I know nothing about Ponky. It's a meme. It's a meme, guys. All right, guys, that's all I got for you in this one. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We got some new members. If you guys want to become a member on this channel, you can do so. Just go to our YouTube channel. Look at all the details there, but you get access to our private Discord. That's all I got in this one, guys. Don't forget to DCA, HODL, and of course, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody.